Hi everyone, I'm back after a week away. It's been one heck of a month, May. It's been quite a challenging month. As many of you know, I've been experiencing quite heavy depression and it's been really tough. Past week has been really overwhelming. I've felt bombarded by every possible trigger you can think of. So I'm going to take a little breath before I start today's talk. I actually feel like I've got more energy today. And I was sitting in my living room yesterday, and I was thinking about gratitude, because I've had so many people say to me, you should practice gratitude, you should make gratitude lists, you should be really grateful for what you've got in your life. And I think when you're in a really good place, or even just a kind of a harmonious, neutral place, coming to gratitude is much easier and seems quite natural. Now, if you've never experienced depression, you won't understand how practicing gratitude is not as easy a process as when you're feeling in an okay place. Because when you're depressed, you tend to focus on what is lacking in your life. When you're depressed, you tend to look at what other people have got. You tend to compare yourself with others. Or you even compare yourself with your past. Or you look at yourself and wonder, where is your life going? So depression to me and gratitude seems to be something that I've found really challenging, because I've realised that I've been focusing pretty much 100% on what's missing out of my life. I'm feeling quite sensitive today, and I don't know why I'm feeling so sensitive. I've done so many Facebook Lives, but today feels really a different place to be. So I wondered, how can somebody who is feeling such heavy depression, how can they actually look in their lives and find what is beautiful? How can you feel grateful? For example, my mind pretty much was going round in circles telling me I haven't got hardly any friends, I haven't really got much money, I didn't really feel a sense of purpose, and I felt like my life was lacking in many ways that I'm told that I'm supposed to be in my life, in my 40s. So I was focusing on everything that was wrong. Everything. And I didn't realise so much until yesterday, when I started to think there's got to be a different way here. How can I feel appreciation for my life when I'm feeling in such a dark place? So I asked my friend Michael, and I was considering it, and then I felt one of my guides put a really firm hand on my head, and I asked for help. Can you help me? You can do it in prayer if you like. Can you help me to appreciate and see the beauty in my life? And I knew I couldn't do it like the old ways. I couldn't do what I used to do, which was I'd make gratitude lists. And I had a whole book at one point when I was really into the law of attraction. I used to write so many lists of what I was grateful for in my life. And it was a very intellectual process to me. It never felt like it was touching me in my heart. It really felt fake. And people say fake it until you make it. But I don't think you can do that when you're in sort of a depressive place in life. So, hi Sheila, hi Rodan, hi Carmel. Yeah, there's people watching me today and I'm a bit nervous for some reason. Anyway, I'm talking about gratitude if you've just joined, and how to do that when you're in a place of overwhelm. And I'm trying to work out how to do it myself. So I sat in my garden yesterday and I thought, how do you do it? I thought, do I just go around labeling? That's nice, I like that, that's beautiful. And I thought, no, I can't. That's not how it works. So I just asked for support. I asked for help, prayers. I asked, can you help me just notice what is beautiful? And even though I may not have a lot of what most people consider what life's about, you know, I'm not living with my family, I'm really far away. I don't really have any close friends apart from my friend Michael. I don't really have a social life. I don't really have much money. I have yearnings to meet my soulmate. And I feel, you know, watching the royal wedding on the weekend was wonderful and beautiful, but part of me really wanted that too. So that kind of nosedives you sometimes when you're in depression. You kind of see everything out there and you don't see what you've actually got, even if it's really small to yourself. It may seem really small, but it's not small. Hi Kelly, thanks for joining. I'm just not expecting so many people watching today live, so I'm a bit frazzled, a little bit frazzled. I'm going to take a breath. Like my old lives when I was really scared to do them. I don't want to lose this, what I'm saying. Before I came on, I saw a proverb and I wrote it down so I'd remember. And it was, count your blessings, not your crosses. Count your gains, not your losses. Count your joys instead of your woes. Count your friends instead of your foes. Covet your health, not your wealth. And it really made me realise that to move through depression, we've got to do sort of a 2-point process. It's not a case of that we wake up one day and we just think we've got to go around and look around and see what it is that we're really grateful for. We've got to take stages through that. And I read somebody who said that he really didn't like gratitude lists. He didn't like gratitude at all, and he found that making gratitude lists when he was depressed actually made him worse. And I thought, am I the same? Is it the same for everybody? And I think it can be in the beginning, but I think you get to a point where first you've got to make what he said, an ingratitude list. When you're really depressed or anxious or scared, make a list of things that you're not grateful for. Be really truthful and honest and acknowledge, hey, my life may be not great right now. You might use some curse words if you want to. And this is not happening and my life is not how I expected it to be. And that's okay. And I think we've really got to do that first. We've got to acknowledge that. It doesn't matter if somebody says to you, well, look what you've got. You know, you've got a roof over your head, you've got food in your belly, and there's people in other countries who don't have that. Now, for someone who's depressed, to actually be faced with that actually makes you feel worse because you start to feel guilty. You know, how can I feel so low and heavy and depressed when there's other people got it worse off than me? So I think that we've got to start with the truth of how we feel. And we've got to become mindful of there is a part of us that's hurting and not enjoying our life experience, and it may not be what we want, it may not be what we like, but it's the truth. For example, right now I'm feeling a bit of anxiety and a bit of nerves because I'm seeing so many people watching today live, and I could beat myself up for that and think I should be feeling more confident and more relaxed. But it's okay. There's fear, there's a bit of anxiety, there's a bit of nervousness. Being seen and heard. So I can acknowledge that. It doesn't feel great. And from there, then you can look at the beauty. Then you can appreciate what is. Once you've acknowledged, as Rodin says, the simple things. I love my garden too, Rodin. And that is where we got to begin. If we feel like we're lacking so much in our lives, we've got to look at the tiny things. You know, you woke up in the morning and you took a breath, you're still breathing. If you've got a garden, the plants are growing, the sun is shining maybe, or maybe not. Or you've got birds visiting your house, your garden and your bird table. Perhaps you're on the internet right now, you're watching this, and how are you doing that? You're able to receive a connection from somebody who you don't know really well, but who really wants to support you in your journey, because I'm going through the same journey. So it's not about denying the pain. I think that's where we lose it a lot. We get told to be positive and to be grateful. And some people go too far to the other end of the scale where they're super positive and trying to push away all that's negative. And when you're depressed, you tend to go to the other side where you focus on everything that is dark and bleak in the world and inside yourself. So we just need to find the middle ground and come to the middle and come to the center and do it daily. For example, this morning I was sitting and something I've read, I don't know what it was, and I thought, I had this usual, it was a typical thought, I really would like to meet my soulmate, my romantic partner for life. It's been a long time, and I almost went into a real deep hole when that thought arose, because that's what happens when you're depressed. You get thoughts, and to people who aren't depressed, it might just be a thought that they just think, well, I'm going to ignore that. But when you're depressed, you latch onto that thought and you pull it into yourself. So I could have done that. And then I started thinking about my best friend, and I thought, he's supporting me right now. He's preparing me in some way for meeting whoever I'm going to be with. And this journey of learning to love the darkness and to embrace what is and to find the beauty in the simple, that is the journey towards meeting my soulmate, because I'm becoming my own soulmate. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to just find, even a small way, how that thing that we think we haven't got, that we're maybe preparing ourselves for, or we're learning another direction or a new path or a new doorway. I'm just reading some of your comments. Apparently our brains are naturally wired to think of negative things first. Kelly, yeah, so true. I think so. I think I think it's the fight and flight. You know, it goes back to a long time ago when we used to run away from wild animals. We were in a state of fear and anxiety, and we were taught to sort of fear things. We had to look after ourselves and protect ourselves and our families. And I think inside of us, we've still got that fight or flight energy, and we haven't evolved yet to fully let that go and to realise that we have no need for that anymore. For example, we have no need for anxiety in the way that we do, but we're still living that process. We're still feeling that old way inside of us. You know, the ancestors are living inside of us. And I guess with depression, with the way the world is, and social media and everything, we're taught that we're supposed to have so much. We're supposed to have so much purpose. We're supposed to be positive. We're supposed to be rich, wealthy. We're supposed to have family. We're supposed to have confidence. The list just goes on. And depression, I feel, it's almost like a disease in our society. There's a sense of dis-ease. We're uneasy with our own nature. We're uneasy with who we really are. And a lot of us don't know who we really are anymore because we've got lost in the material world, or what we think, and the shoulds and the oughts. And we've lost touch with our true nature, which is really simple. And this is why I've got a garden. I didn't used to have a garden. And that was another thing. I used to get really depressed because I didn't have a garden, and now I have a garden. And I am very grateful for that. And to me, nature really expresses the truth of what we need, because it doesn't fight itself. It doesn't resist the changes. It doesn't compete or compare with any other plant or tree around us. It grows, it dies, it breathes, it maybe struggles through the soil to come up and to blossom and flower. And we do the same, except the difference is we judge. We judge our experience and we compare it with that of other people. So I think I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but I guess I just wanted to put across that if you're suffering from depression, there is a possibility for gratitude and appreciation. But first you just need to accept maybe your life sucks. And that's okay. And I don't mean you think your life sucks and you're going to drown in that thought and you're going to think, oh, woe is me, my life sucks, and you're going to be doing that forever. But just to accept, I am who I am. My life may be not what I wanted. People in it may not be who I think. I may have experienced betrayal. I may have experienced a lot of difficult things, trauma, whatever you've experienced. You've experienced it, you've survived, you're here. And then from there, just look at the simple. Walk around your house. When you're washing your dishes, just, wow, you've got dishes. Very simple. You've got water. I had a shower this morning and I thought, wow, isn't this lovely? I haven't got to go into a river and bathe in, unhygienic places. And every time, for example, today, I started to, did I drop something? I think I dropped something. And I cussed and I thought, oh, I've just dropped that. And then the next thought was, but wow, I had that object that I could drop. It's just simple. It's so simple. So, and I'm not saying it's easy either, and I'm definitely not saying it's easy. There's a quote by Thaddeus Golas that I found as well this morning. It's when you learn to love hell, you will be in heaven. So I'm not saying you're going to love depression. I'm not going to say that you're going to love anxiety, and I'm not going to say that you're going to really love your life. I'm just going to say that if you can accept it, you're halfway there. And don't try and make it. Don't accept it or appreciate it to make it different. Just accept it. And I think that's all I'm going to say. And thank you everybody for joining me. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm so grateful for my page right now because you guys have actually supported me more through depression than anybody else. And because I think a lot of you know what it feels like. And you come to my videos and you really support me in this. And you know how hard it was for me to do Facebook Lives. So thank you. Right, I'm going to go. But I don't want to. I want to talk to you guys. It's strange. It's almost like sometimes I wish there was another video camera and I could see all you guys and I could talk to you too. Because to be honest, I think a lot of you guys, if you were living in my local area, we'd be really good friends. And I think a lot of you might find that when you're on the internet and Facebook, some of the people you meet online may be a lot more connected, a lot more your tribe than the people that are in your life. And I think that sometimes we need to have a very empty life of people so that we prepare ourselves inwardly for the right people to come along. So I love you too. Thank you. I'll speak to you all again soon next Monday. My video that was meant to be 5 minutes has turned into 19. So I'm going to go now. And I'll, speak to you next Monday at 10 o'clock. And I didn't expect all the nerves today. But I'm having compassion for myself for feeling it. Because it was just an anticipation. And I think in some way I probably knew that all you guys are going to show up. So hi Isabella. All my favourite people. And I'm sure the ones that can't watch it who are in America, you're going to watch it too. So thank you. This is going to be very long captions for me. So I'm going to go now. So I'll speak to you soon. Thank you everyone. Bye.